Good afternoon. Here we are with Tarek on our new edition of the Our Barn Community Podcast. Hi, Tarek. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here, and yeah, surprised I'm here.
It's our pleasure to have you here. You're somewhat of a podcast star down in Heston West, we hear.
Yeah, I do my own podcast. It's called Big Local Live, Tarek's Community Podcast. You can find it on Heston West Big Local .org/community podcast.
Ooh, that sounds very, very smart, Tarek. Anyway, for people who don't know you, Tarek, tell us who you are.
So I joined Arbonne quite a long time ago, but one of my highlights in Arbonne is learning confidence skills, learning interview skills, especially meeting an interview professional, because you obviously need interview skills for an interview, isn't that right, David?
That's correct, Tarek.
You need interview skills to do a podcast like I do. Then I took the advantage of creating my interview skills into a podcast. So the way I started a podcast is basically my relative owns a radio show in America. So I learned it from him. So he invited me to his show, and then I learned the skill. You always must have eye contact when you're doing an interview. One of the most important things is having eye contact when you're doing an interview. Because if you don't have an eye contact, it won't be good in an interview. You'll basically be asleep.
So here we go.
So that's how I started. So
tell us a little bit more about you, Tarek. I want to know about you. What makes you tick? What makes you smile? What gets you up in the morning?
Oh, what gets me up in the morning? I would say music. Music is one of my highlights. The only thing that makes me smile, so if my mum doesn't put music, I don't smile. But if I hear music, it just makes me smile.
So who you listen to these days?
Well, I'm not really like I don't really have a favorite singer. I just listen to the radio, and I just learn from the radio like skills of how to communicate. I listen to Heart Radio quite a lot. It's one of my favorite radio stations. I visited Heart actually. I met Mark Wright, who is a radio presenter, and I went on a tour, which was really exciting. Got to meet some of the presenters, got to sit in the main studio, had a little play with the buttons. It was really quite a nice experience. So the first thing that makes me happy in my life, I would say, is music. Music is the only thing that makes me smile before any human does.
Oh, okay. So music has made a big impact in your life, Tarek.
Yeah.
Excellent. If you had one track to describe your feeling right now, doesn't have to be an actual song name or anything. How are you feeling right now? Could be a genre, it could be jazzy, it could be feeling funky.
I tell you what's a good song for being happy. Let me repeat it again. Happy by Pharrell Williams.
Oh, we know that one very well. And you're smiling. Look at that. Just like that.
We're happy now.
Oh, good man. Tell us about your journey, because I know from the Our Barn community, you start with us at the Our Futures, and you bounced on brightly to Heston West Big Local.
So, I'll be honest with you, David. I used to not like meeting new people. I didn't want to come to Our Barn at first. I kept looking at the form. Shall I do it or not? And my mum and Jared told me, do it. And then I had the opposite side. I don't want to do it. And then I decided to do it. And then I just went for it. And then, yay, I've done it. So, it was because of them that I came to Our Barn. So thanks for that. And now, when I went to Our Barn, I really enjoyed it at the end. You have a smiley, cheeky face. Jamie is cheeky a bit too.
I remember your first day very well, Tarek, because you told us in no uncertain terms that you were not happy and you wanted to leave. And I thought, oh, we haven't done anything wrong. We haven't even started.
Yeah, but one of the privileges of meeting you both, and I don't call Arbonne as a course anymore. I call it as one big family. And one of my highlights is teasing you both on the program. But I have to say, the final bit of one of my favorite highlights is creating that video about the Arbonne program. Because I can't stop watching it. It's quite catchy one. They've done a really clever job with it.
Yes, I know the video.
Yeah, it's a really. I like Jamie's haircut in it. It's a really fancy haircut. Jamie, by the way.
You got a smile from Jamie on that one.
Yeah. So yeah, that was one of my highlights. Especially, another piece of highlight for me was going to the Boccia Festival. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, because some of the players were half asleep, so we had to lose.
We had a good journey though, didn't we? Up to Kensington.
Anyway, we were getting thrashed. I have to admit, I played Boccia a long time ago, but I'm not a champion in it anymore.
We met some champions up there, some very, very, very confident players.
Yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't go this year because of this annoying virus.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this is something to do with KD Yoga or Arbonne as well, but one of my favorite highlights is going on stage with Arbonne as well, basically. Because I had the fear of going in front before. But when I went on stage, trust me, this performance that we did was a bit crazy because I had transport problems and I turned up and I got the dance in one go, memorized it on the day I performed it. So that was one of my highlights. But I wanted
that was a Rich dance last year, wasn't it?
I was nervous when I went on stage. Plus, I have to say it was really, really, really dark. So that surprised me. So I didn't know where I was. David had to be my assistant to tell me where my eyes were because I didn't know where I was. Because it was so dark, David. I had to say on that stage.
I remember.
So yeah, I really enjoyed that bit.
Tarek, you have also got involved in a wonderful Procorda project.
Yeah, Procorda. I'm going to explain it in kind of easy terms because I'm not as a genius like you are. But Procorda is a program where we sing to lots of musicals and dance to a lot of musicals every Sunday from 3 p.m. Although, first of all, I would encourage people to come along to that. So basically, what it is, we dance to a lot of musical things along. So last week, I remember they did Toy Story, and one of my favorite ones, actually, David, was I guess you can guess it.
Ooh, which one was your favorite show? It wasn't Les Miserables.
No, but I'll give you a clue. It's something that I love eating.
Something that you love eating? Oh, you've totally stumped me there, Tarek. Tell me.
All right, I'll give you. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I knew it all along. Just wanted you to say it.
That's one of my favorite musicals of all time. So I would encourage all to come and sing along. Now, my next journey is because of this man that doesn't stop talking in Arbonne. His name is Taj. He's apparently the DJ in them. Well, Taj is a special person because he invited me to another community called Heston West Big Local. And basically, it's basically the same as Arbonne. They do activities for the whole community, not only people with special needs, but all over basically the area of Heston and different areas. And how I started going to Heston West Big Local, is I went to the fashion show. David, you were there at the fashion show, weren't you?
I was invited too. Yes, I was, Tarek.
It was a nice seeing people. People were so friendly over there that we had, I had really great time and a time that I'll never forget. Now I'm doing my own projects like Big Local Life, Tarek's Community Podcast. I interview a lot of people from different organizations. I interviewed David, by the way. Yeah, David doing this podcast. Can you believe it? With the fancy hair. It was a bit cheeky on the podcast, but I enjoyed it. Another one of my highlights when I interviewed was Kate, who's a musician that does music for prisons. Also, she does music for people with autism and all people with disabilities. I'm really looking forward to telling you a bit about my new journey now, or Connect at Home. So Connect at Home is a 3-day program in July, and we met all the big local organizations around the UK, around West Midlands, or, different areas. After I attended that program, I actually learned a lot of social media skills. I do have some exciting things coming up. The first one is I'm opening yesterday. I was planning my own project with another big local organization, not Heston West, another big local organization. So what this project is about, I'm going to tell you the name in a minute. It's called Community Speed Dating.
Ooh, sounds fun.
Yeah. So what this is, so what do you think when I say, David, can you think of any topics that impacts people in COVID-19?
Oh, we talked about one just before we come on air, and I think it was transport.
Transport.
So moving around your community freely.
Yeah. So can you think of any more?
Ooh.
Just so it can have two, so I can
another, being restricted from daily activities. From going to the cinema to living a normal lifestyle. Yeah.
So this project, now you mentioned two topics. So now we are planning this project where we get to talk about, like, say, these two topics, and we get to go to different break rooms where different professionals are going to be there regarding, say, that topic you mentioned. So, to hear what people's opinions are.
From the first day we met you, Tarek, we met a young man who said, I'm not really up for meeting people, not really sure about this, to a man who's attending global events online, who's hosting his own podcast, who's been gardening on the top of Hounslow House, who's been an integral part of a youth club, dancing on stage at Rich Dance. The next chapter sounds phenomenal. You're going to take this to the next level, Tarek.
Yeah, I just want to kind of apologize as well on the podcast, because I haven't been attending too much of Arbonne because of busy times. I'm sorry about that, Arbonne. It's just that I'm trying to get things together. I just wanted to say that.
The whole purpose of our barn, Tarek, is to ensure that you build your community around you. It's not all about us, it's about you and what works for you.
I've learned a lot, and I can't wait to begin my next role.
Tarek, I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Yeah.
It's hot or not, whatever you want to call it. So, Kiss 100 or Heart FM?
Oh, I've listened to Heart quite a lot. I would say Heart.
And you've been to their studios and met Mark Wright and fiddled with all the technology.
Yeah. I do have photos.
Channel 4 or Channel 5?
Okay, I'll be honest. I watch Channel 4. I used to watch The Simpsons.
Yeah. Good move. BBC or MTV?
I watched BBC quite a lot.
Teletext or YouTube?
I've never heard
What? I had a feeling. Probably
teletext.
threw it in there.
YouTube.
YouTube, I knew you were going to say that. TikTok or Snapchat?
TikTok. Actually, can I say something on that?
Of course you can.
I'm hoping to do a TikTok Big Local Live channel.
A TikTok local live channel?
A Big Local Live channel.
Big local live channel. Oh, wait, watch this space. Sweet or savory?
I'm a sweet person.
I thought you were going to say savory. Twitter or Insta?
That's a hard one because they're both hard. Okay, say Instagram.
Instagram. Wimbledon or Wembley?
Oh, I really don't know the answer to that one. But I'll say Wembley, even though I've been to Wimbledon.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's limited things you can do in Wimbledon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like sometimes access and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I'm going to say Wembley.
Cool. That was my little rapid fire quiz round.
Yeah, I like that one.
I'm not out of breath either, Tarek. If you noticed. Hey.
The last thing I would say is that I encourage all to do something productive, something you like doing, like a podcast, or it could be if you're a nice cake baker. Also, like Jamie, his pizzas. I encourage him to start his own business. And David, I encourage you to just carry on this community. And if you ever need my help, remember that like my team is always here for you, and Jamie, you too. And yeah, just thank you.
You're very welcome. It's been a privilege to chat to you and have you as a guest and not a host on the Our Barn Community.
I know it's quite weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's really nice. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Finally, is just stay positive and always stay happy. And remember to do something productive. If you would like more information about things I do, visit my page at hestonwestbiglocal.org/community-podcast.
And this podcast has been brought to you from Tarek's wind tunnel. So that little whizzing sound in the background is Tarek's old machine, which was bought for him by Family Fun about 100 years ago. So thank you to Family Fun for providing Tarek's wind tunnel, which is now his computer.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, it's been a real pleasure and a joyous occasion to have Tarek on the podcast. Finally, we did it, Tarek.
Yay! Goodbye to all.